Do you stencil and emboss, or emboss then stencil? That's the question for today's video. Hey everyone, it's Kathy Zilski. Welcome back to my channel and studio. I'm going to experiment and see which one works best for me. Stick around, that video is coming up next. Here's a look at the products I'll be working with today, and this is the Leafy Splendor product line here. Let me get these out so I can show you what I have. I have the embossing folder, right, which is going to put that beautiful pattern onto my cardstock, and then I have the layering coloring stencils, which are going to help me add color. I want to do more with this type of embossing folder and coordinating stencil because I think the texture that you get on these is really cool. And I've actually picked a couple colors today that aren't necessarily too leafy, but a little leafy, because I have an idea. The beautiful thing about card making is you can make your own reality. And then I also have, let me get my pocket open here, I have this set of dies, and this is a really nice all-purpose. We have things that can be great for the holidays, but also good news, grateful, believe. I mean, it's a lovely set, and they all have shadow layers. So these dies, they're big too. They're not small. So you see it on the front and you're like, oh, this is really big and pretty. So this is what I'm going to use for my greeting. I'll probably do something for a sub greeting as well, but I want to get started with embossing my pattern onto my cardstock. I have a piece of 6x6. This is the Nina Classic Crest in Solar White. And I'm going to grab one plate here. And I think I will also add to this shim, because this is a little less thick than my 3D folders that I use from Simon Says Stamps. So I'm going to see what this shim looks like. And this is for my Impress die cutting machine. I just want this to be in here straight, so that I can get, well, let's see, do I want more of that? Yeah, you know what? I think I do. I am going to go this way. All right, that is going to get me the full pattern. So I'll put this on here and here, and then I'm just going to run this through the machine like this. Turn on the machine, hit run, and feed this through. You know what? There's no way that's tight enough. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to take a clear plate. We're going to try this again. There we go. All right. I felt no tension. Oh, that's not going to work either. Hold tight. All right, we're going to try that again because I realized I have a list from Jennifer McGuire, and she says to use one magnetic mat. So I have to learn these for every type of folder that I do, although I should have misted the paper. I'm just going to see what happens if I don't. Run, and oh, that feels better. There we go. And let's see, how did that pattern transfer? And that looks beautiful. Now, I did not mist my paper. I didn't feel the need to. And this is 110-pound cardstock. I think that looks really good. All right, let me grab my stamp wheel so I can work on it with my stencils. So I have my stamp wheel 2.0, and I have my two stencils. They are numbered. And I think I'm just going to try to make this as simple as possible. But here's what's beautiful is now you can line the stencil up right over where you have embossed. And honestly, I don't know if people do this before or after. I think you can do it both ways. I don't know. I'm going to try it this way because I can see through and I can add my color and my paper. And I don't think I'm perfectly straight there, but I think that's okay. And I actually will take a little tape just to secure it on each side. I'm not worried if any ink goes out there. And I'm going to turn on some music to speed up this process. And I might try it the other way too if I don't like how this looks, but I do have my brushes, and I have these lipstick holders because, again, my friend Jennifer said, hey, they work great. And I do have some labels on here, but I don't have a brush for every color. I just did a few, and now I just kind of do them like I do my other brushes. If it's in the ballpark, I'm going to use it. But let's go ahead and add our first color. All right, now just for fun, I actually think this is really pretty. I'm going to spatter some things on. I think I was a little off though with my placement, but again, I don't know if that really matters. But here's what I want to try. I'm going to stencil first and emboss second, and then let's look at the difference, shall we? I'll speed it up this time. And actually, before I start, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to go just like this and pop it right into the corner so that I don't even have to worry about these things lining up at all, but I will tape this down. So I'll get the color added on this really quick, and then we'll see if there's a difference. All right, I got a little heavy-handed with my volcano lake is really juicy. I don't know how this is going to look once I emboss it, but let me get all this cleaned up, including my stencils. And I have some alcohol here in a spray bottle, and that's what I clean my stencils with, and it makes them nice and clean, and they dry right away. And so that is, that's how I do that. Get this cleaned up, and then we'll grab the embossing folder and see if it's any different. And we'll just do a sliver like that. I think that's going to be enough. Let me make sure. All right, is that going to give us what we need? Yes. See, I just want to make, and this is so nice because you can just see right through it to line up your paper. I will put this on the sandwich again, which is the magnetic. I hope it doesn't shift when I run it through. I don't think it does, but let's go look. All right. And now we will compare. That actually looks pretty good. Taking you out, and except for the parts that I got a little off, boy, yeah, the lineup is so much better on stencil first. Even though I got little bits of smudgy ink, it's just, it accentuates better, and it's lined up better. You can see it. In fact, let's just zoom up here. You can see it most notably at the top of the leaves. So even though I got a little splotchy blotchy there on my leaves, I think I'm going to keep working with this one and just set this aside as something that I learned a lesson. Even though it may look a little lighter and fresher, this definitely has more texture and dimension. All right, let me get out my splat box. Now I know these brushes are fine watercolor brushes, but I like to use them for my splatter. This is a number 4 round. Any brush will do. I'm shaking up my Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment Gilded. And I'm going to put just a little bit over here on my glass mat. Pick it up. Get that brush nicely saturated. I'll do a little off to the side, and then we're just going to tap on some, oh, that's my bone. There we go. That sounds a little better. You can also do it with an acrylic block. Do I have one? I do. Here we go. That's a nicer sound. Now, I don't know how I'm going to trim this yet, but it's definitely adding some prettiness. And I think I will probably end up doing one of my greetings in gold. But I may also, oh, that splatter went a little wild. I may also want to get another color to splatter on here. Hold tight. I just wiped this up with a paper towel, and I'm just gonna, I don't have any water handy here, so I'm just gonna swirl this around, get some of the gold out. I will wash it as soon as I'm done, but I think I'll take, yeah, I'm gonna take a little Volcano Lake. I have so much, it's a very juicy pad, and I will add a little water, and we'll put just a little bit of this on too. Not much, but just a little to kind of mix in a little more color in the splatter. Just like that. You can almost barely see it, but I do think, there we go. I want some bigger blobs, just like that. Okay, so now, oh, come here. I will let this pretty panel dry. While that piece is drying, I wanted to show you something. I just did my own little experiment. This is a new little die cut machine that I have here. It's the Intricut Mini. It's very small. I mean, those are my hands. It's like a BB. And I did 2 cuts from some matte gold cardstock. This is from Simon Says Stamp. I did one on the Mini, and I did one on my regular Anna Griffin Impress machine, which is a great machine. I love it, and I use it for a lot of things. But there are times where people don't love the little poke holes. Like if you have a lot of pressure on your machine, the poke holes show up. So I decided to use the Intricut Mini, and there's not a poke hole to be seen. And I have found this to be true with mini machines. Oftentimes mini machines don't have the intense pressure of bigger machines, or even the Gina K Designs Intricut where you can adjust the full-size one. So if you're not a fan of those dots showing up, they don't bother me personally, but some people, it bugs them. So you can, well, just wanted to show you the difference in this matte gold cardstock. I am going to use the one without the dots. So I'll go ahead and cut out 2 more of these, maybe even 3. I'm not sure yet, so I can stack up some dimension. Actually, I wanted to show you one more experiment that I just did. I don't know why I've been making cards all these years and I never tried it. This is a different metallic that I had a scrap of. If you cut into your clear plate, right, and you have your magnetic mat and your other clear plate, you don't, here I've got one of the holes, but it's also very smooth that way. So maybe it's more about your plates, but I'm just talking about the Anna Griffin Impress. Again, if you have a mini machine, you can pretty much be sure you're not going to see them. Here I only got one. Again, I'm just, I do the experiments because I can. All right, moving on. Went ahead and glued 2 layers of cardstock to 1 layer of matte gold. And I'm not going to put this on here yet, the shadow layer that is, because I am not, well, although it sure is going to create beautiful separation. I probably will, but here's the thing. I want to trim this panel down, but I don't want to run it through the die cut machine again because I don't want to lose any of the beautiful detail. And so what I have to figure out is I'm just going to figure out the crop and draw some pencil marks. So if you have something embossed, but you have basic shape dies, you can place them down to figure out exactly what you want your crop to be. And it can go, right, we can go this way, right? This could be cute, but I think this is too big. So I think I am going to be going with a horizontal card. This one, I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. This measures 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Now you could obviously go bigger if you look at this and think, Kathy, you're wasting so much beautiful leafery leaves. I guess I like leafery, but at the same time, I do like the idea of being able to, oh, see, this is what I don't know. Do I want my do good to have a little bit of, I'm going to pop that up, but see how you're getting a little bit contained, but the other 3 sides are cropped. I actually think that is really pretty. So here's what I will do. I'm going to draw on here, and I will grab, let's see, I'm going to do one corner, and then I should be able to figure it out from there. So if I go like that and that, that can be my guide for trimming. Let's see. And then I should be able to measure it, no problem. So let's get the trimmer and try it. I hope I don't mess this up. I think the shadow layer is definitely going on there. Oh, anything's flying. Let me get my paper trimmer. Got it right under a little area here on my desk, because once I get part of this cut, then I can just measure out the other part. I just have to make sure that I get just to the inside of that cut line, right? Hold it down. And then, yep, that was pretty good. Then I will trim it to size after I know which corner is which. I got locked on my little, there we go. So now these two sides are correct. Oh gosh, how do I do this? So this one is going to be the 3.5, right there. Okay. Yep. And the width. I'm still not, I should stand up to do this. The width is going to be 4 3/4. I'm going to stand up because I feel like I just have a better understanding. There we go. All right, so now I have my panel trimmed, and I'm going to add this here to the shadow layer, and I'll add a little foam tape to both of these panels. And another tool that I haven't been using lately because it got buried in my studio closet, which happens, and I also have a brand new bone folder. So I'm gonna score this right at 4 1/4 with my new bone folder. Get you in there and drag it down. Get a nice score line. That should be fine. And we will press that down. Ooh, look at that. This is a little wider and a little bigger than the one I usually use, so I kind of like that. Nice little crease, and my note card is ready. I'm going to tape this closed so that it stays flat while I am doing my elements. And I think while I'm here, I'm going to flip it over. I think I trimmed it a little off, but that's okay. I'm going to stamp on my stamp. This is from rubberstamps.com. It's nothing fancy. I just went there and uploaded my logo. And now I have foam on the back here. Oh, I love this. Okay, I've got the foam tape here on the back. And I will pop this down. Look straight over it with the old noggin to try to make sure all sides are equal. I love that wide margin. And I also just put the same foam tape here on the greeting. And I will add a little liquid glue to this. I have new tweezers here. I have the Ulta new tweezers, which are new to me. These ones you have to hold, and but they're longer. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm used to the reverse. All right, I'm just going to put a little liquid glue here on the back because then it allows us to have a little float time before we completely commit, and we make sure that we're straight. I want to make sure that looks straight. Yeah. I love the positioning of the greeting. That's very cute. All right. I think I will add some pearls to this as well. So I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to get my, I guess I could just use my tweezers to open that. I love these. I hope I have little ones left still. And I will go ahead and have a small little sequin placement here. So let's go. Oh, I love the little tiny ones. I want to keep everything in that sort of quadrant where the, what do you call it? The spatter is. And oh no, I want that one to be a little smaller. Come on. Get in here, you little tiger. Okay. And then we can go slightly larger here. And we can find that smaller size right in here. It's not too small, but it's small enough. And then a teeny tiny one up here. So just a few surrounding the greeting. It's very simple. It's a very simple design. And I'm not sure yet what is going to go on the inside. I have thought, but I have to look through a stamp set, so hold tight on that. But we'll add these. I have an idea for a recipient of this card. Boop. Just to send a message and a reminder. Boop. To keep showing up. Boop. And doing good in the world, as she always does. Boop. And yes, that is my daughter that I'm talking about. Boop. Oh. So I think that's really pretty. Let me zoom in a bit more to show you that texture again. So I think I've learned a lesson today, and that is stencil first. I was a little juicy with my ink pad, and so I got a little too much on the brush, but here you can see most of the areas I did really well with the texture. And plus with the spatter, it has that real fun shine to it as well. Let me see if there's anything I can stamp on the inside. All right, I found my stamp set that I was thinking of, and this is going to be kind of cool because here you can take this off, right? And that's something that's I haven't done that yet, where the arm comes off, because I'm going to, I don't know if I needed to do that. This might still fit, but I'm going to open this up like this, okay? And we are going to, did I need to do that? Oh, I guess I didn't. All right, totally good. I think. Maybe. I don't know. I wanted it to be real low, though. I mean, you know, technically, let's see. Oh, no, it doesn't need to be. Fair enough. So here's what we're going to do. I want to add, here's to all the things that go unnoticed. You don't think I see how hard you work, but I do, and I'm so proud of you. This is a stamp set that I designed, and they're all inside greetings, which, you know, I know some people don't love to come up with what to say on the inside, and that is the idea behind this stamp set. So I'm going to put this in the center right there. I will grab my stamp wheel clear plate. Now I think if I'm, you know what I could do? I guess I could just stamp it in, boy, I don't know about the volcano lake. That I might want to do it in black. Hold on. I'm going to stamp it in jet black because I think that would look really nice. It's very crisp. So I'll just ink this up and add this to the center of the card. So I guess one of the things that's nice about the Stamp Wheel 2.0, you can fit a landscape card, A2 sized, right into your piece without worrying about it not fitting. So let's see. How does that look? That looks perfect. All right, let me clean that up. And we have our finished card project. So that is the finished card project for today. I think I have learned a valuable lesson to stencil first, then emboss. You'll have to let me know in the comments how you do it, because this, I think, is going to be what I do from here on out. Not that the other panel didn't look great, but I think this one is better. You can find links to all the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so please hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see more cards featuring embossing, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked below, and I'll see you in those videos.